Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Caitlin and we are filming our March reset and reflect for the month. I'm actually going to take my glasses off because the glare is a little bit too much for me today. But we are truly embracing the natural today. I have zero makeup on. I have pimple patches on. Literally just got out of the shower. My makeup might even be a little bit smudgy on my face. Don't know. Like, my hair is frizzy, half wet, but we're embracing it today. And I was just like, really, I don't feel like getting ready today. I just kind of want to sit down and chit chat with you guys and do my reset and reflect. And yeah, that's just how I was feeling today. So that is what we are doing. But yeah, if you're new here, this is my monthly series where I chit chat all things about our month. We reflect on the current, or on the month that we just passed, and then we also reset for the new month. So without further ado, let's get into the video. First off, for March, let's chit chat about the goals that I had for March and what we were able to accomplish and what didn't really get accomplished. So for our goals, I wanted to physically read 2 books this month. I surpassed this goal to an extreme, maybe. I ended up physically reading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I ended up reading 7 books this month, plus I listened to 2 audiobooks this month. So yeah, I think we were able to do that pretty well. Yeah, we did a good job with reading. I will get more into it, but I really prioritized reading this month, and I didn't even really mean to like prioritize it this much, but it just kind of like happened this month that it kind of just like took off, and I ended up filming 2 different reading kind of videos during the month. One's already been posted and one is going to go up next month. So I really prioritized reading this month, and we got a lot of reading done. So yeah, I wanted to listen to 4 audiobooks. So I only ended up listening to 3 audiobooks this month. And again, I'll get into which ones they are, but I'm like not too hard on myself about this because like obviously I read a ton this month, so it wasn't a huge deal. But yeah, only 3 audiobooks this month, which is fine. I wanted to complete 1 continuing education course, and I feel like halfway through this month, I didn't even like think about this. Like, I put it on my goals, and then I was just like, I never thought about it again. And then I went to go check my goals like 10 days ago, and I was like, oh, I had this on my goals and I have not completed a continuing education course at all. So that kind of slipped between the cracks. So not something that happened this month, but I'm definitely going to put it towards the next month because I do still want to finish, like do some continuing education obviously this year. But yeah, just kind of slipped between the cracks, which is fine. It happens, but I'm going to be more conscious about it this month. I wanted to have 1 week of curated outfits, and I was originally going to film this, but I just didn't know how to like film it because really like in the mornings is when I pick out my outfits, so it's like I don't really have a lot of time in the morning to like sit down and film or like to show things and film. Like, I'm normally filming at the end of the day, and then by the end of the day I was kind of like just disheveled, I just want to get into my comfy clothes, so I'm just like, it didn't really get filmed. But I did do 1 full week of curated outfits. Every morning I got up, I picked out something nice, I put something on, and I really try my best to like really think about my outfits, and it really felt good. I felt great going into work every day. I loved having like, you know, I love getting to use the clothes in my closet. I love going through the different things, kind of piecing things together. It's also nice that it's like getting nicer weather outside now, so you know, we're actually able to like play around with outfits a little bit more. So yeah, I did do it. I didn't really document it, but I did do it. I wanted to cook 2 new recipes. So I have technically done this because tonight is Easter, so we are I'm going to be like cooking Easter dinner, which I've never done before, so counting that as a new recipe. And then also we ended up making these salmon bowls for dinners one night. Oh my gosh, they were good. They were so delicious. I found the recipe on TikTok. It was just like a random recipe that I found, and they were so good. I easily will be adding these to like our normal rotation of meals because they were so good. Austin loved it too, and like he's not like, he'll eat salmon, but he's not like the biggest fan of salmon, but he was like, yeah, these are very good. So I'm like, okay, that's gonna be one of our regular rotations now. Super easy to make, very delicious, highly recommend. if I can somehow link the recipe down below, I will, and I'll tag like the TikTok person that came up with it, but it was very good. I wanted to move my body for 30 minutes. I think I said 5 days a week, but I think in my original video I was like, I'm putting 5 days a week, but I really want to move it 7 days a week. I think I moved my body once this month. I don't know what it was. One of it might have been the fact that I was reading so much. I just was like, I plopped myself on the couch and I read a ton. So I think maybe that was also the reason. Our weather was crazy this month, where it was just like 1 week it was super nice, then it was really cold, and then it was fine, and then it snowed again, and then it was just like all over the place. So maybe that was the reason. I really don't know. I'm coming up with all these excuses, but like at the end of the day, I just like didn't do it. So I really need to figure out how to get myself back into my routine. Like I was just doing such a good job towards the end of last year, middle to end of last year, and I just like fell off the wagon. And this year I have not been on my workout game at all. So I need to figure out what I'm doing and like just get back into it. I'm really hoping that the nice weather like kind of pushes me to do that again. But yeah, definitely did not move my body as much as I wanted to. Host a friend, I did. So I actually didn't host book club this month, which normally I host our book club here, but I didn't host book club, but I did have a friend over, my friend Logan. He is one of the friends that I had when I was in dental hygiene school. Literally have not seen him in like over a year, possibly almost 2 years, because I think the last time I saw him was like our graduation party. But he had his like time off because he's back in school right now. So he ended up coming over for the weekend basically, and we just hang out, we talked, we caught up. It was really nice to see him, and I'm just like so glad that I got to see him. And I really hope to get the other people from my school here in the summertime when we have like nice weather again and we can kind of host more people. But it was really, really nice to catch up with him and see him. I wanted to post 2 times a week on YouTube, which I did, doing very well with YouTube posting. I wanted to post 2 podcasts, which we did. And the other ones were 1 time a week on Instagram, 2 times a week on TikTok. Did not do this at all. I don't know. I really feel like just with how much reading I did, that's just like what I did this month. I didn't focus on like anything else. I did my videos and then I did my reading, and that was like it basically. Also, sorry the sun is going to come in and out in this video. But yeah, that was like basically what happened this month. So not a lot of other things got done, but hey, it is what it is. It's good. Let's just jump into the reflections, because I feel like this is what we're going to chit chat quite a bit about. So reflections on this month: what went well, what didn't go so well. Reading went very well. Obviously, we read a ton this month. I was able to get so many books finished. I ended up getting a ton of books done off of my like want to read for 2024 list that I have. So that was really good. Really happy about that. Yeah, I was able to get through a ton of books. I'll go through them all in this video, but I am just like super proud at how much I read and like the discipline I had to read this month. And it really showed me like how fast I am at reading. Like I always say like I'm a really slow reader, but like I feel like I'm pretty quick in the sense of like I was finishing books in like 6 hours ish. So it's like I very easily can be reading a book every like couple days if I'm prioritizing like 1 to 2 hours a day. So anyways, that was like one thing that it really showed me. It was like you can do this. So that was good. Something I want to work on for next month is just like balancing things more. Like I'm just like, one thing is like my focus, like I have like tunnel vision, and then I just don't do other things. So like for example, reading was like my tunnel vision, and then I like wasn't doing things on like my wasn't doing things on my social medias, wasn't working out. We ate out a lot this month actually. So stuff like that, like, you know, it's just like I need to be able to like stretch everything out, you know. Another thing that went well though this month is that we ended up getting a ton of decorating done for our house, which is really exciting. Most of it's happened in the last like 2 weeks basically. But we got a ton of like little things done here and there. The bedroom looks quite literally no different. The only thing that's different is we put a mirror up on our dresser. We have things for the bedroom, we just haven't got to do it yet. I like to prioritize our like common areas first, because it's like we really just come in here to sleep, so it's nothing like crazy or whatever, but it's like, you know, I want to make sure our kitchen feels cozy and our living room and our like game room and stuff like that. So we did get a lot done. We ended up going to IKEA, got some things done. Yeah, just kind of like, you know, focused on tidying up and fixing up our spaces. So that was good. Right, moving into favorites. So for a movie and TV series, we actually there's quite a lot of movies going on this month. So first thing, we finished a Pirates of the Caribbean rewatch for us, first watch for Austin's sister Katelyn. So every month we're trying to have her over, and we're like Disney planning for her trip coming up, and then also we've been watching like different Disney movies every month to like kind of like, you know, get excited, get prepared. But she's never seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, so I said, okay, we need to watch those. So I think last month or the month before we watched the first one, and then this month when she came over we watched number 2 and number 3. Pirates are so good. The Pirates of the Caribbean movies are so good. Really, I haven't watched like the like newer ones. I think there's like 4 and then number 5, I think. Have not watched those. Don't really like, I don't know. I probably will at some point, but the main ones are 1 through 3. So did a rewatch of those. Also, I watched Poor Things on Disney Plus. I had been, because obviously with all the, you know, award shows and everything, Emma Stone was winning like tons of awards for her performance in Poor Things, and I was very interested to see it, but I didn't get to see it in theaters, obviously. But then when it came to Disney Plus, I was like, oh, this is super exciting. So I ended up sitting down by myself one night and watching it, because it's definitely like not Austin's type of movie. He doesn't love like more of those like kind of artsy, weird kind of movies. But I watched it and I loved it. I thought it was so good, so interesting. Definitely not a movie to watch like with your kids. It's definitely more of like an adult movie, but it was beautiful. I thought it was a great movie. I think it was so beautifully done. The cinematography of everything was stunning. Emma Stone, like, I understand why she won so many awards, because she was just like truly the main character to a T. Like, she just played this main character so well. Mark Ruffalo was so funny in it. He did such a good job. Yeah, it was a great movie. I really liked it. And then of course I have to mention that the Eras Tour came to Disney Plus, and I'm so happy. I think we've watched it like 5 times now. But yeah, I love it. I'm so glad that it's on Disney Plus. I can just watch it whenever I want. And yeah, I just had to mention it. So, all right, let's get into the books, because really that's what we're here for. We had no games this month. I really am not mentioning any products for this month. Really didn't try anything new. Really, it was just the books. So let's get into it. All right, first book this month that I listened to, it was obviously an audiobook because I listened to it. It is The Woman to Meet by Britney Spears. This is her memoir that she came out with. I think it was the end of last year it came out. I didn't end up rating this book because I have rated memoirs in the past, but I always rate them based on like the writing, not based on like obviously how traumatic or how interesting these people's lives are, because at the end of the day, it's their lives. Like I can't talk about how their trauma is something that's like entertaining to me. So yeah, so normally I rate it on the writing. However, if I was doing it for this book, I would have given it a very low rating because the writing just wasn't great. It was very short. It was very just like plain. So I didn't rate it because I just didn't feel good giving it a low rating, because it's like, obviously that was so, like, she had such a traumatic upbringing, I feel like, in just everything in her life. So I'm just like, I just felt weird rating it low, so didn't give it a rating. I think it's worth it to listen to on audiobook. I did enjoy the audiobook of it. It's not narrated by Britney Spears. It's narrated by, I think she's an actress, but I can't remember her name off the top of my head right now. But I think she did a really good job narrating it. But yeah, that was the first book that I listened to this month. Then I listened to this random book. This is called The X by, let me see what it's by. Alifair Burke. So this was just literally like, so I listened to all my audiobooks just through my library. And this was just like a recommended, like, here, new at the library, or what. It wasn't even, it's not like a new book, but like it was new to our library or something. Anyways, I saw it, literally knew nothing about it other than it was just like some type of like crime scene, thriller type, whatever. And I was like, nah, why not? We'll give it a try. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I thought it was great. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I said, I'll just read you my review, I guess, on Goodreads. I said, I picked this up on a whim from my library because it was on my recommended page and I loved it. This was my first crime novel and I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. Normally, I'm pretty good at guessing the outcome of novels, but this one did have me questioning everything constantly and ultimately shocked me towards the end. And it was really good. I've never heard anybody talk about it. It's so random, but I thought it was really fun. It was very interesting to listen to. The twist, if you will, at the end was like surprising. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't expect that. And I wasn't like upset with the ending. So yeah, I gave it 4 stars, I think, actually. Yeah, I gave it 4 stars, which is pretty good. Then I read Bunny by Mona Awad. I think it's Awad. Awad? Probably Awad. I read Bunny. So I ended up giving this a 3.5 stars. It took me a while to rate this after I finished it because I was just like, I don't know how to rate this because it was very entertaining and cool, but it was just weird. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Like majority of the time, basically. See, I never explained what the books are about. I do such a bad job at that. Let me go back to The X. The X is basically about this girl. She's a cop and she's a cop or an attorney. I think she's an attorney. The girlfriend's ex-girlfriend is an attorney. Her ex-boyfriend ends up getting blamed for this crime that's going on, and his daughter ends up calling her and being like, you need to come help my dad get out of this situation. And basically it's about her trying to figure out if he's guilty or not and like defend him and be like his defense lawyer. Pretty sure that's what it was about. Bunny is basically about this girl who goes to this like post-secondary, it's like a post-grad type program. I'm assuming it's like a master's program. She's in this school. There's this group of other girls that she doesn't like, but then she gets wrapped up in them, and then there's just like a lot of culty kind of stuff that goes on in this book, I think. And it was just very weird. I really don't want to explain many things about it because I really feel like it's one of those ones you want to just kind of go in blind to because it is just a little crazy. But yeah, I gave it 3.5 stars. I enjoyed this, I think, ? But I have zero clue how to rate it. I just said, I think I just may not be an advanced enough reader for this, aka I felt dumb the entire book. After talking about it though, this was our book club pick, by the way, of the month. After talking about it with all the girls at book club, it actually made me like it more because I was like, oh, okay, I did understand like majority of the things that were happening in the book and I did enjoy what I was reading. So it was fun. I really don't want to explain much about it though because it's just one of those ones like if you want to read some really messed up, weird book, pick it up, read it. But I won't explain much more than that. Okay, next book that I listened to on audio was Not a Happy Family by Sherry Lapina. I actually have this book in hardcover. Probably will end up donating this because I just didn't love it. It wasn't like a favorite book of mine. I ended up giving it 3 stars. Okay, so basically what it is about, it's about this wealthy family, and the mother and father get murdered, and basically the whole book is trying to figure out who murdered the mother and father. They have 3 adult children who are all basically suspects because these families are also obviously wealthy, and they're trying to figure out if one of the kids killed the parents for their money. I felt like this book could have been half of the length and it would have been perfectly fine. I also feel like that there was never a real pressure of the whodunit type situation at the end, and I didn't really care. Like while we were going towards the end, I was like, I don't even care who did it. I don't even care. Like whoever did it, whatever. They did it, and I don't really care. So that's kind of what it was. And then like the twist, oh, got my nose. The twist or like the eventual like explanation of who actually killed the family, I was just kind of like, okay. So it was just one of those things where I was just like, I don't really care. I just felt pretty meh about this book as a whole is what I just ultimately said. So it wasn't the best. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like the greatest book I've ever read. Next book I read was The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes. And this is from the Hunger Games world. It's the prequel to the Hunger Games. This is kind of President Snow's origin story and kind of how he became the person that he is, and like his villain arc. Obviously there's a movie about it. I started reading this last year, then saw the movie before I finished it because I just really wanted to see it in theaters. And then I ended up finishing it this year, and I really did like it. I enjoyed reading the book. I enjoyed the movie. Yeah, I normally like to read a book before the movie, but this one I was just like, I just really want to see it in theaters, so I took them for the team and I ended up doing that. But I ended up giving this 4 stars. Yeah, I just said like it was nice because it was like, even though you know this is the villain, like it was just so fun still rooting for him while you're reading it. You're kind of like, oh, like why do you turn bad? Like, why do you turn bad? Because you know what's going to happen to him. Like, you know he turns into this like terrible like dictator basically towards like in the Hunger Games. So it's like, it's just interesting reading how he got to that point, because through it you're kind of like, but I kind of love him. Like, when did he go bad? What happened? So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm very bad at giving book synopsises and reviews, if you can't tell. Okay, next book that I read is Too Late by Colleen Hoover. So again, this was one that I think I was like 60 pages or something into this last year, and then I kind of just stopped reading it, but I ended up reading it this year and finishing it. And this was, what can I say about this book? It was interesting enough where it keeps you hooked and it keeps you like wanting more. However, Colleen Hoover does this thing where, and if you don't want any type of spoilers for a book, skip past this part. But like Colleen Hoover does this thing where she just loves that surprise pregnancy trope. And I just hate it. I hate it so much. I think it's such a cop-out for something to happen in a book, and it really just drives me crazy. And it was like, it was so entertaining up until that part, and then I was like, really? And then it was just annoying. I ended up giving this 3 stars, and the only thing I wrote on Goodreads was, I think I'm being generous with this rating. So that's how I felt about it. It was just like, whatever. It was one that was good to get kind of like into a rhythm of reading for sure, because I read it really, really fast. But you know, it's just classic Colleen Hoover writing. But this one, actually, I will say, very intense. Drugs, gangs, SA, trying to think of the other like trigger warnings for this. Self-harm. Definitely look up all the trigger warnings for this if you're wanting to read it. I'm not recommending it, but like if you do want to read it, definitely look up the warnings before, because this one's, it was pretty heavy for a lot of the book. Okay, and now we're into the books that I read in my last, like in the most recent video that I'm about to put out. So if you don't want spoilers for that, you can skip, but I will talk mostly about them in those videos. I'm just going to kind of show you guys the books. I won't tell you what I rated them though, because I want you to watch that other video. So anyways, these are the books that I read in those. So we read Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the second book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. Yeah, okay. I really want to tell you guys, because I just recently finished these all like in the last like 2 days, but I'm not gonna say anything. You gotta wait for the video. So I read this book. Then I read People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I love Emily Henry. Mwah. I love her. I love her. Sarah J. Maas, The Assassin's Blade. Again, mwah. Very happy. Okay. And then I will quickly touch on this one. I'm not technically done this one, but I will finish this by the end of the month. So I am counting it towards books I read this month, and I will quickly talk about it. Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. Right now, as I am reading this, I am just over halfway through. This is a 5-star read for me. Yeah, it's a 5-star read. So again, this is in another video, so we'll talk more about it there, but I will include it here, and I will say it's giving 5-star feelings. So yeah. All right, so that's all the books I read for this month. A lot of books, which is great. And now quickly, I just have 2 more categories, just my creators for the month and my randoms. So my creators for the month, I have 1, and okay, so I need to like rewind here. So I recognize a ton of you guys who are commenting on my videos, who comment all the time, and like who are always liking my Instagram stuff and whatever. You like your names just like constantly. I'm like, I recognize you. I know who you are. I value you. I appreciate you. I love you. Every time I see your names normally come up, always I see you guys. Anyway, so I uploaded a video this month that was like how I vlog in Walt Disney World. And one of you guys had commented on my video and was like saying that something like saying like you're also opinion about vlogging, and you were like, or she was like I also like something along the lines of like why she likes to vlog or how she vlogs in Disney or whatever. And she said about like how she like her first vlogs were not great, but like she's gotten better over time. And then I was like, oh, I didn't know that she vlogged like at all. I didn't know that she had a like channel. So I went and like clicked on her name, and I was like, I am obsessed. So it is my sweet dear viewer, but also I'm gonna consider you a friend, Elizabeth. But it's my sweet friend Elizabeth Travato. I'm pretty sure I'm saying her last name correctly. But when I went onto her channel, I was just like, yep, this is exactly the content that I want to be watching. Her content, if you enjoy my content, you will love her content. We have very, very similar like vibes, life, content, everything. She vlogs like day to day, but then she also vlogs all her Disney trips with her and her husband. She does like little at-home stuff, but then she also does this. She's recently started doing book videos. Like totally, like if you like my videos, you will love her videos. And I have loved her channel. This month, the only basically creator that I have been watching is Elizabeth, and I think I literally have watched every single video on her channel, which is a lot, and I literally have watched all of them, and I love every single one of them, and I think she's just amazing. And again, if you love my channel, you will adore her channel. So good. So good. Love you, Elizabeth. Thank you for letting me know that you make videos, because this was great. This was great. I love finding new favorite creators. And then the other random favorites, my little random tab, I have to mention this, but our sweet, sweet friends, uh-oh, I might cry. Our sweet, sweet friends, Brandon and Heidi, they asked us to be in their wedding this month. They're not the wedding this month. They asked us this month to be in their wedding for next year. But they did ask us this month, and I was just, makes me so happy. I just love them so much. So Heidi obviously asked me to be on her side, and Brandon asked Austin to be on his side. So I just had to throw that in there because I was just, it was definitely one of the highlights of my month. So I was very, very thankful and very happy, and they got to spend the weekend with us, and it was really fun. It was a really fun weekend. All of us together, just hanging out, doing things, and yeah. All right, well, that's the video for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is definitely a shorter of the monthly recaps that I normally do, but I hope you still enjoyed nonetheless. Please, oh wait, we didn't even talk about next month's goals. Hang on. Well, I will quickly go over next month's goals for April. I'm gonna say I'm gonna keep my goals pretty low for April because I just kind of want to chill for a minute. I just want a month to just chill. So I have a couple goals here, but nothing crazy. And I'll just quickly read them out. So first goal I have is to read 4 books this month. I don't want to go crazy like this. Like, I just want to chill. I just want to read 4 books, you know, just chill. I want to plan out our final decorating ideas for our house. We only have a few little things left to do. So I really want to plan those out, budget for them, and then figure out kind of what timeline we want to have those things done. I want to do 2 new meals again with it being nice weather and stuff. I feel like we are more ample to like cook newer meals and like try different meals. So I have 2 new meals for the month. Again, I'm going to try my best, move my body 5 times a week. I just need to do it. I just need to get into a habit. I just need to do it. I feel like walks are like my best friend. And now that it's like nice weather out again, I'll be able to do that. I want to do nightly reading, 30 minutes to 1 hour every single day. I really like, it opened my eyes how much time I'm spending on my phone and how little time I'm spending reading, and also how fast I can actually read. And like, I just love reading. I love it. I love reading. I love being engulfed in different stories, and I really just want to prioritize reading a lot more this month, but not like to the extent of like just like constantly reading. Just, you know, 30 minutes to an hour every single day, just get into a habit at night. It's a really great way for me to wind down, slow down at the end of my day, and I'll just get some nice books done. So yeah. I want to host a friend. Again, I'm not going to be hosting book club this month because it's my birthday this month in April. So we're actually doing a book club at Katelyn's. So we're going to go there and they're going to do like a birthday celebration because book club meeting is actually the day after my birthday this year. So that's going to be really fun. So that also ties into my next one. I really want to do like some type of birthday celebration. We're doing something for book club, and then I kind of have in mind what I want to do for my birthday, but I'm just not really 100% sure yet. So I want to solidify those and just do something fun this year for my birthday. And I do want to complete one CE course this month. I really want to get on doing the continuing education. So yeah, that's my very small list of things that I want to do this month and my goals. And yeah, okay, now we're actually ending the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know some things that you did this month that went well, that you liked, that you enjoyed. Let me know some things that you have planned for next month. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Love you all, and I will see you in my next video.